we're going to Jumanji. Yes.
Have you heard?
Right.
Irish.
Okay, so I just watched it, all right, and it is totally awesome. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, which just recently opened in our country, has just overtaken Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
But only for the weekend.
Only for the weekend.
Okay.
I was pausing for reaction, but but okay, so
ruined it.
For Star Wars fans, don't feel too bad because in spite of its polarized reception, Star Wars: The Last Jedi became the biggest film of 2017. The third Star Wars film under the Disney franchise has hit 517 million domestically in just 17 days into the release. Okay, according to the studio estimates, in Sunday. Last Sunday? Was this last Sunday?
Yeah.
Honestly,
But you know what else?
Okay, fine.
Before,
Go.
like trivia lang. I mean, snippet.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about movies, MMFF just ended, and they did hit a new mark, which is 1 billion plus 40 million pesos in gross sales. So it's not just Metro Manila Film Festival; it's money-making film festival. Okay, go back.
oh my God.
Okay, well, since Disney jump-started the franchise in 2015, all three of its Star Wars films, including The Force Awakens, which had 2.07 billion, and Rogue One, 1.06 billion, have each hit the billion-dollar mark in
Grabe
global gross.
naman to.
Okay, I think Disney has just taken over.
Disney will always be Disney.
Right? Okay, and speaking of Disney and Marvel's hot streak, it seems like it will continue, all right, because Black Panther, all right, sold more advance tickets in 24 hours than any other movie in Marvel history.
Black Power.
Yeah. And the previous record holder was Captain
Black
America
Lives Matter.
Civil War. Which
Captain
was a really, really
America.
good movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm assuming that Black Panther is gonna be like.
Is it racist to say I'm such a fan of black people? Is that racist
No.
to say? But I
No.
really, I like their culture. Not their history because of obviously of the slavery, but
Yes.
and I'm asking this on live streaming.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so we've been talking about lots of Golden Globe, women empowerment things, but actually it's not only happening in the Golden Globes, it's also happening in the superhero universe. Not only that, all right, since Disney now owns Deadpool, Fantastic Four, and the X-Men, whose next film is The Dark Phoenix, starring Game of Thrones Sophie Turner as its central character. It is happening, all right, on November 2, 2018. It's one of the most anticipated films this year, aside from Avengers Infinity War. I'm really looking forward to this movie, all right? As much as I'm not as happy with the Fox franchise, all
Can you
right,
tell us more
X-Men.
about Can you tell us more about the Black Panther character?
No, but you know what? You have this segment eh. Okay.
Just to answer that, Black Panther is the king of a fictional country called Wakanda, which is one of the most high-tech social, in terms of technology.
Ang last stone ba nasa kanila? Yung last...
I don't know. I'm not Marvel, I can't say. All right, so going back.
It's just that
What?
you have a segment now, right?
Right, I do.
Because there are new segments coming up every week as we continue to explore live as a medium.
So this segment is my segment. It's actually called The Lowdown, and because he's Fred Law.
Fred Law, the lowdown. So wait. So when you're old, it's gonna be the lowdown.
Okay, get out of my frame. Get out of my frame. All right. Okay. So in this week's Lowdown, I'm going to be talking about The Dark Phoenix, because not only is a Dark Phoenix movie coming out this year also happens to be the year where Jean Grey comes back to life in the comics. So surprise to those of you non-comic book fans, Jean Grey has actually been dead for almost a decade now.
No, you don't say.
Yes, I say. All right. She died in her last death was in Grant Morrison's run of New X-Men number 150, where she gets killed by Magneto using a planetary
device.
No. It was like a planetary level magnetic pulse, and she dies. All right. So before I talk more,
I feel like I just have to be beside you with glasses because you're so smart when you talk about this.
because this is what I love. All right. The Dark Phoenix, Sophie Turner, as you can see, this is what she's possibly going to look like. This is her first appearance of the Phoenix. So before I talk more about that, who is the Phoenix and why is she relevant to female history and comic book history? Well, Jean Grey is one of the 5 original X-Men team, made the first team ever gathered by Professor X, which has Cyclops, Iceman, the Beast, Angel, and of course our Jean Grey. Now, Jean Grey was made by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1963.
I love it.
Guys, sweet lang. Alright. In 1963, and she, of course, is the only female character in the group. And in 1960s, of course, the girls were always the damsel in distress. At the same time, they also made the Fantastic Four, which had the Invisible Woman. So if you've watched any of the old X-Men series, you'll see them saying, "I can't hold it, it's too strong," with their powers, right? That's always their line. But in 1970, Jean Grey transitioned from being one of the weakest characters to one of the strongest, most popular, and most iconic characters in the Marvel Universe by becoming the Phoenix. All right. Now, what is the Phoenix? It is a primal force of passion and a guardian of creation. I think that's what they call it. Okay, so expect to see more of the Phoenix this year, not only in the movies, but also in the comics. As you saw a while ago, I just got my Phoenix Resurrection cover, signed by Lionel Yu, the artist. Sorry, there. You see that? And it's a lenticular cover, so if it's blurred in your screen, it's actually like, there, you see. Yeah, you can't see it. But anyway, there's Lionel Yu's sign, the artist, all right? Now, this is a what? Yeah, he's Pinoy, and he's actually having a signing once this series ends. All right, this is a 5-series limited issue, and it shows Jean Grey, as you see. Sorry. Jean Grey coming back to life after almost 10 years of being dead. Okay, so she comes back to life in the comics, and after this, she will be starring in her own series called X-Men Red. So you guys can watch out for that. The Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix, whatever she is coming. Yeah, she is coming to your comic books and to your silver screen in a few months. That's something to look out for. She's like Jesus. Made it.
Again, guys, don't forget to follow not only the stream, but also our social media pages at The Reset PH on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and of course on Facebook and our personal pages as well.
Do something. Do something. Mika, she's here. Mika! What the hell?
I don't know!
You do it like this.
It's so big.
Wait, I want to zoom in too.
We're still playing.
All right, zoom out. Zoom out first.
Stand.
And then zoom in.